That's it right there, Heather B.
I know it.
You know, the town is taking over the film industry right now. Ryan Coogler just had a #1 movie with Sinners.
Shout out to Ryan Coogler.
Freaky Tales is the #1 cult classic right now. It's already a cult classic.
Shout out to Simba, who was just here 2 weeks ago to talk about Freaky Tales.
And shout out to his executive producer, man. This guy, when I say this fact, I remember the first time I said this, I saw him turn around at me and looked at me like, are you serious? When I said, when it comes to hip-hop, Too Short put out his first album before Run DMC did.
That's still crazy to hear.
And everybody in the room looked back at me like I was lying or something. I'm a historian. I was there for his first album, and I was there for Run DMC's first album. When you listen to this new project that he has out, Sir Too Short Volume 1, Freaky Tales, there's a song at the end called Check the Status. Mm-hmm. I want to run that song real quick.
Okay.
Let's play that song. DJ Tyler, drop that song, Check the Status, and I want y'all to listen to the lyrics. You got that, Tyler? The one and only Too Short is in the building. Citizen.
Hey, real quick, it's check the stats.
Check the stats. Okay, check the stats.
I'm just saying, go get on Google, whatever, and just check the numbers, man, and just see. Like, Google rappers with the most platinum albums and see where I'm at on the list.
Where are you on the list?
I'm in the category with the Sixers, the 6 platinums.
Uh-huh.
So it's a lot of 2s and 3s and 4s. Then when you get to 5, the numbers start shrinking. Like a lot of rappers with 5 platinum albums.
Uh-huh.
A little less with 6. Quite a few less with 7. Then you get to the 8, and it starts dwindling of rappers who have 8 platinum albums. I don't think anybody got to the 9s and 10s yet. Maybe.
Uh-huh.
But it gets real thin when you get up there.
It gets real thin. Is this a stat that you always knew?
I mean, I did 6 platinum albums in a row.
Yeah.
In like 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, it was 1996.
Uh-huh.
I announced my retirement. I said, album number 10 is getting close to the end. It wasn't 5 rappers that had 10 albums in 1996.
That's right.
So I was working at a really fast pace. The thing that kept me under the radar was probably I always, as a rapper, I always tried to like dumb it down a little bit for the punchlines and the spitting game and the curse words. I was emphasizing the bass, the funk in the music, you know what I'm saying, and just kind of like making it for the trunk of the car and not for another MC.
Yeah.
So it kind of flew under the radar a little bit. They like, who's Too Short? That nigga ain't on the radio, nigga, you know, like this. But it was going platinum because of the streets. A lot of my biggest records were not my singles.
They weren't your singles, right?
Yeah.
Like, Freaky Tales.
Don't Fight the Feeling. All them shit. Dolphine B. There's a bunch of them. Cuss words.
Uh-huh.
So they made my albums go platinum.
So you purposely, you said dumb down the lyrics.
Yeah.
To have a broader appeal.
Slow it down. I don't even think it was that. It was just, that's the style me and Freddie B did, our early style. Remember? It's Freddie B on the microphone. It was like people liked that, so I just kept going with it.
You kept going. Freddie B, by the way, Heather B, is somebody that when Too Short first came out, he had a partner, Freddie B, that came out as well. So those two were the first from Oakland that I ever heard rapping.
Right.
There wasn't nobody before you, right?
I would say somebody dabbled. There were dabblers.
Okay.
But nobody got on before Too Short and Freddie B. We were the first popular rappers in the Bay Area, period.
But Short, I want to go back a bit because I feel like you said it, but I'm thinking even as a former artist doing it 24/7, why were you working so fast? How did you have the wherewithal to do it so fast back then?
So I had a rap career in the streets from 1980 to like 1985 before I ever seen a studio. And in the streets, we put out a lot of tapes. So I would really write every rhyme and put them in like a box. Like I had a box of rhymes, or wherever rappers keep their rhymes.
Yeah, Nike box, so whatever. Yeah,
I got a box full of like booklets and pages and all kind of stuff. And when I started making records, I started reverting to my box of raps that I rapped in the streets. So my technique was that the box was like, it was like a U-Haul box full of rhymes. And I would just, if I ever reused another rhyme from the streets on a record, I would just put a line in it. So when I go through the box, anything that didn't have a line in it was unused to the world. It was only known in Oakland. And literally, I did an album called Born to Mac. Jive Records picked it up, and they've sent me the money. The album was already made. They sent me the money for the album, and then they sent me the advance for the second album. The next one I made off the advance was Life Is Too Short. But like I said, I'm just digging in the box of rhymes, put the shit out, and they sent me the back end. I'm like, oh shit, this is how this works. so Life Is Too Short comes out, it goes double platinum. And I'm like, before Jive could even go, here's the front money, I just sent them another album. And they had to send me like the advance and the back end at one time. I was like, okay, I got this now.
You can figure it out, right?
About every 9 months, I just send them an album. I never had an A&R intervening. I would send them on the same day without even going, hey, I'm sending the album Tuesday. It would just show up. It'd be the credits written out. It would be the album mixed, mastered. It'd be the artwork for the cover. And I would just be like, here. And I just did that shit for like 7, 8 albums.
And you did it with already pre-written rhymes.
Exactly. A lot of it. I would just revert to subjects, titles I had used before, punchlines I had used, and I would just it would be like half and half.
What was your style of writing? Like, we hear stories of Rakim who used to write in a circle, or Eminem had a crazy way of writing. What was your style of writing?
So on my paper, which I used to mostly like line paper just from school with the 3 holes in it, every line would be the rhyming word would be at the end of the line. But then I would write something like I write on a piece of paper, I bust a nut and killed the bitch. And I'm like, I got to make a rhyme, 16 bars, 30 bars, whatever, fuck a whole song to end up. That's the last thing I'm going to say in the song. So I'm writing to get to this punchline. So like a comedian. And that song I just mentioned was Blowjob Betty.
Blowjob Betty. That was a popular one in the streets.
I thought it was sounded funny if I said I busted a nut and killed the bitch. And was talking like in blowjob terms. So the nut she choked on it and shit. I had to write a whole song to get to the punchline. And it's a classic.
And every girl named Betty in the Bay, boy, said she caught it.
Blowjob Betty. Okay.
Blowjob Betty. I remember that. Yo, so when I listened to Check the Stats, and I listened to it, and it was like, wow, man, I always when I talk about your career, because it was so influential, not just in Oakland, but Northern California, West Coast. But years ago, I started looking at it in a broader way, like your influence on the music game as a whole, and even Oakland, because of you, Oakland's legacy to hip hop as a culture and to the music industry. What would you say the town's biggest contribution has been to hip hop?
Well, if you take hip hop from the beginning, there's a lineage from hip hop before me that's in me. I would be a part of Super Rhymes, Jimmy Spicer, because he liked to rap really long without the hook, and he liked to talk about tell stories. So I adopted that. I would say I'm part of the lineage of Spoonie G, because he was always talking about his escapades with the ladies. He rapped really smooth. He didn't put a lot of energy in the delivery, and he rapped for a really long time. I'm like, these are my heroes. Melly Mel, because Melly Mel, when he made the message and started doing that and got in that lane, I was inspired to write the story of Oakland. So that's all their DNA is in me because I got that from them. But if you take the Too Short DNA and where did I hand it down to? That's a lot of the Bay. A lot of the Bay is a spinoff of Too Short and E40.
Yeah.
Our hustle, our independent hustle, the way we spit game, because we were doing the street lingo and the pimp lingo and putting it in the songs, which made it real slick. And then you look at today, my DNA legacy would be Pimp C, OutKast. So who did Pimp C influence? Who did UGK influence? Who did OutKast influence? You know, who did Snoop Dogg influence? Because Snoop Dogg was influenced by Too Short. And then you start doing the trickle down, and you're like, what in hip hop comes from the lineage of Too Short? And it's a lot. Any little rapper that's out there, you know, talking his little sexcapades and mentioning little pimp references, that's from Too Short. So, you know, that's how I see it.
Round of applause. Come on.
So both of y'all have to give me some history then, because being on the East Coast, I remember super early 80s, hearing Jimmy Spicer, hearing Super Rhymes. These songs were played in like mix shows, if you will. I had no conception of that being played on the West Coast. So how did you guys get the music? Like how?
There's a day of the week called Tuesday.
Okay.
Every Tuesday at a record store called T's Y Uzi in the East Mile Mall in East Oakland.
Yes.
My brother Moses would order every fucking hip hop record that was available to order. And it would sit in the record store in the little rap section of just 12 inches. Not a lot of albums came out back then,
right.
just 12 inches. And Oakland, if you're a distributor, if you're a label back then, you learned early on that Oakland and the Bay Area were a good market for you. Like if you look at when SoundScan came about, different markets, it'd be the Houstons, the Dallas, the Chicagos, Detroit, New York, Jersey, the bigger cities would be where they got the most sales. LA and the Bay was always up there, top 10 on markets that bought hip hop.
Wow.
So unbeknownst to a lot of rappers from New York City and the five boroughs as well as Jersey, we were on that shit from day one.
Yeah.
I heard Rapper's Delight. I heard maybe Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five Freedom, some Curtis Blow, Christmas rapping. I probably had heard 10 records, period. And I was like, I'm doing this shit too.
Yeah.
And I was a rapper. Summer in 1980. I first heard rap summer in 1979. A year later, I'm a rapper. So we was on it, man. I was the Tuesday guy. I'm in that motherfucker every Tuesday. I bought every whack-ass rap record that came out, every dope record that came out. I didn't return shit. I still got my crates.
Still got your crates.
All from this one record store, you guys.
T.Y.
T's
Uzi.
Wild, yeah, that was our store.
That store also made a lot of us, like, we did consignment deals. They opened
Later when we became artists, yeah.
when we became artists, you could do your own music independently, and T.Y. Uzi's will put you in the shelves. Every 30 days, you come check to see what you sold. But then there was also like K-Pool, KPOO.
We had a radio station.
Marcus Clemens and KK and those guys. That's how I would hear it too. It's like on the transistor radio, just sitting back in my mother's
and
house.
KPOO is a radio station that's playing rap. Nobody else is playing in the Bay, and the motherfuckers in the hood in Fillmore, San Francisco.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of early days West Coast stuff, and I keep hearing the story. The story is being exchanged from a curious person to like people from LA. And they're like, tell me about West Coast hip hop. And they run you down a LA version. Yeah. And I'm like, true story. But it's a different story in the Bay. It's not the same story. 1980, 81, 82, 83, different things were happening in the Bay than were happening in LA. Different things were hot in the Bay that were in LA. It was a lot of exchanging. But if we had our own, everybody got their own story. Miami has a story of how it came to be. Like, ask Luke, he'll tell you a different story. Ask Scarface to tell me about Houston, you know what I mean? Ask Common to tell me about Chi-Town. Everybody had a little early 80s experience. We all supported that shit, so,
That's why I always say, like, Shakim, Queen Latifah, that flavor unit, that was Jersey. When you hear Chill Rob G and Lati and Lakim Shabazz, like they
Apache,
Apache, Double X Posse. That's that root for us. It was before Redman and Naughty by. They taking nothing away from them, but those were the early ones. Yeah,
Brick City might be. They might have #1 status on the collective of best MCs.
Best MCs, right?
Ever.
Yeah, Jersey, right?
They might be the winner.
Thank you, sir.
Ever. If you add them up,
the collective.
The collective. It's a lot. It's a lot.
So, the Bay still, I think people, they put every city in the Bay. When you talk about Oakland, they include every city in the Bay.
Okay.
But you mentioned San Francisco. San Francisco has even a different history
than Oakland,
right? Even though it's right across the bridge. But who did you fraternize with back in the early days? Who were the MCs of San Francisco, and what do you remember about their development?
So like I said, I'm the guy who breaks out early and before everybody else. Freddie B would have been my rap partner throughout my whole career. But right when we got out of high school, he went to prison, and I think he got out and went back, and basically, after that, he straightened his life out. He's a preacher right now. But
Freddie B's a preacher?
He preaches, I think, in Sacramento.
My man, okay.
He's a deacon.
Okay, he's a deacon.
But by the time he had got out the second time, I was like platinum. I was out of there. We did a lot of songs together, but I was gone. But in the early days, so I'm on. I get this independent spirit of how to do the records and stuff from Dean Hodges, 75 Girls Records. Dean figured it out. He bought his way into the game and learned how to make records and distribute records and get the money back. He taught that to me. So I'm starting my own label. After 75 Girls, I started Dangerous Music. And I'm taking people like Spice One. Spice One was in high school. And I think my DJ Pierre, the beat fixer, brought Spice One to my attention. We go get him from his house. He's in 11th grade. And we got to ask his mama, can he go to the studio? Because they say he's a really dope rapper. I'm like, well, let's get the nigga to the studio. Same thing with Danger Zone. They highlight them in the movie Freaky Tales. they went to the same school as Spice One, and they were kids. You like get to their parents. Yeah, we're gonna put them in the studio. I was in San Francisco one day. I did a show at a club called the Solar System, and it's in Hunters Point. And I go in there to do my show, and when I get in there, Rappin Forte is on stage.
Wow.
And the walls are sweating. The crowd is singing every word, and he's just up there rocking the crowd. And I'm like, who the fuck is that? Because I'm the guy that's been rocking the crowd, and I don't really see nobody else rocking the crowd. I'm like, who is that? As soon as I get off stage, and I'm like, bro, we linking up. And you go look back, I was doing records with those guys when they were youngsters, and what I would do is, instead of trying to be like Russell Simmons or Sylvia Robinson, I was just like, bro, I know some shit.
Yeah.
That you could just go in the studio, do this. I was telling everybody how to fucking flip the game and take the records and be like a drug dealer, like get your money back. Like these albums is like kilos, motherfucker. Like we get paid. And I just spread the word, man, to everybody. It's crazy in the Bay that the Bay has this independent spirit.
Yeah.
Because 30 miles away from me is E40, who is learning this. He got the same shit as him and his family, and they trying to figure out how to get in this. And they luckily have an uncle named Charles who knows a little bit of the game. He know the game, and he's giving them the play-by-play on how to do it. So they're 30 minutes away, not long after me, trying to figure it out on their own, and they figured it out, and they taught a bunch of people the game. So that's how we got that independent spirit. You know what I mean? And I was friends with E40 and D-Shot and Be Legit. Before we ever did songs together, we was homies. Vallejo and Oakland always got along. We used to go to Vallejo on Sundays and hang out with them niggas. They had acting wild, dancing and shit and all that shit, and the Vallejo style. And we just come out there and we might posse up and go to Sacramento. And we leave the Vallejo Sunday, and a bunch of Vallejo niggas and Oakland niggas go to Sacramento and go mix and mingle with them niggas. Like, what's up, nigga? Hang out at they party. I was outside.
You was outside.
I only went home to change clothes and sleep.
Short was outside. So when P came to the Bay, when Master P came to the Bay, how did y'all first connect?
So P, you talk to guys like 40, they was all interacting. I remember the Master P early songs, and I tell him to his face, like, well, that first shit he put out, it's like, this nigga can't rap.
Yeah. But you told P that?
No, I say I would tell him right now. Like,
okay.
The first ones,
Yeah.
Nigga wasn't flowing.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think in the Bay, it was about what you're saying. It wasn't really about the flow with a lot of rappers. It's like, what are he saying? And Master P, literally, when you hear his story in Unsung or something, it's like this nigga had a little family, little Romeo and his wife, and they lived in a record store that they ran. They lived in the back of the store, and he literally was selling probably a lot of local Bay Area artist music. And he's sitting there listening to it and watching how hot it is. He probably was like one day like, I could fucking do this shit.
Right.
And he caught the bug. He's like, I'm not going to just rap. I'm going to rap and sell my own records. So I think that owning a record store, watching what was selling, and then catching the bug, and then when he caught the bug and figured it out, put some shit out, probably make some money, he's like, I gotta go home and do this. And it probably was just in him, like, run in New Orleans and take this shit I just learned, and it fucking worked. So, that independent spirit is something that should be talked about a lot right now. These fucking labels ain't shit. We know the history. We seen what major labels do in a 40-year period in hip-hop. They ain't shit. They blow you the fuck up and then try to tear you the fuck down. They play all kind of games with your career. They sign you, kiss your ass on the way in, give you a fucking check, and then 2 years later they won't take your fucking calls, sit you on the shelf. You like, nigga, I don't like you either. Let me go. They like, no, we can't release you. What the fuck is this shit?
Right.
And then they own your masters.
And they dwindle your fucking fame down and go, okay, you can go now. Like, nigga, I'm not popular no more.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that independent spirit should be something that's preached now with the internet, with streaming. We're trying to fight our way into this fair payment of streaming. We know we're getting ripped off again. Same old shit. The reason why streaming is not paying right is because of the fucking majors. They in bed with the Spotifys and shit. Like, keep these motherfucking creative motherfuckers broke. It's crazy, man. So as independent as you can stay, sometimes, let's say if you making $200,000 a year independent, but you would be getting $2 million a year if you're on a label.
Yeah.
That $200,000 may actually make your life better if you stayed there and stayed away from that big check with that extra zero. That extra zero could be the fucking reason why you have a shorter career.
Yeah, and that money, that check. I was just telling Lonnie Light, our associate producer here, once you take the check, you got to answer the phone. And sometimes you don't feel like answering the phone for people. You really don't. I mean, it sounds crazy, but that's the reality because the check, they own you.
And then
They own you.
some uncreative motherfucker gets a job that wasn't even working there when you was first signed.
Come on, man.
It's like,
That part.
I think you should do this. You should do that. They're all in your sessions.
Yeah. Don't know what the hell they talking about, man. Too Short is here, man. Get this dude a round of applause. I love this, man. You got a song called Still Mackin'.
Yeah.
That's on this project, and you in it, you go into some of the exploits that you've had with Pimp C. You know, talk to me about how you fostered that relationship with UGK.
I was a big brother to Pimp C. He was very inspired by my album Born to Mac. On the album cover, I have multiple gold chains on. I'm sitting on a Cadillac, and it's like, I met this bitch. Her name. And he's like, I want to be like that nigga.
Yeah.
And he said, man, when I seen you sitting in that Cadillac, man, he said, I ain't even listened to the album. I said, that's what I want to do for a living. And Pimp C is a music guy. Guys like Pimp C, Scarface, they really get in the studio and play instruments and produce their songs and sing and shit. And you just don't know it because you get fascinated by the bars and you don't realize that's that nigga singing the hook and he made the beat. He's one of those people that get in the studio and before you can even light the weed, it's already a beat playing. Like, what's that? He's like, so I'm just cooking. Like, what? So Pimp C was very uncontrollable with his mood swings. And for some reason, I was deemed one of the people who could bring him down off his tirades when he was like pissed about something. And, you know, his mama used to come to me, Bun B, they'd be like, man, C, and there, man, talk to that nigga. But people think that I could be like, C, calm down. I could never do that.
Yeah.
I literally just was, you know, skilled in my people person shit, and I would just divert him to a new activity. Like, bruh, it's some hoes down the hall. Let's go fuck with him. Like, that's it. I'm saying I just would get him off that and put him on something else, and then we just be going, and the problem would go away.
You know, man, Sure, I realized because me and Sure bumped into each other a lot. We bumping. I prided myself on being everywhere all the time. But I would see you everywhere all the time. And this is a part of your career that I don't know if people recognize or know, but you've been like at the nucleus for a lot of different artists. You let artists working with Big, working with Jay, working with all these different people from all over the country, you introduced them properly to the Bay Area. What do you call those? Like a great connector.
Yeah,
Right.
and don't forget to mention you when you see me. I'll be solo bolo.
You be by yourself.
Might have one or two females and one homie. It ain't no
Entourages and stuff.
I mean, I do have the crew. I will call the crew on your ass. But I'm saying I go a lot of places and just
Chill out.
slide in by myself, and it's cool. I don't fear. Over the years, I never really feared like, I got my jewelry on. Let me play it low key. It was in tune with the streets and shit. I'm the nigga that I hear this story all the time about the resistance they got from Pimp C doing the fucking song with Bun B and Jay-Z. What was the song?
Big Pimpin'.
What was that?
Big Pimpin'?
Big Pimpin', yeah.
Nigga, I'm the nigga that got him down to Miami. Because they shot the video in Trinidad and Miami. And Bun is in the Trinidad with the floats and stuff. He doing his part. But Pimp is only in the Miami scene. Pimp was in Atlanta. After all the resistance of doing the song, he was doing the same shit again about doing the video. And he was in Atlanta and not thinking about going to that shoot. They were shooting. I'm getting the call. Somebody got to get this nigga to Miami. So I came up with the idea. He had just bought a brand new Mercedes. I think it's in the video, a little silver two-door Mercedes S-Class two-door CL, so whatever the fuck it was back then. And I'm like, bro, I just bought this Porsche. Let's take the cars down to Miami. Let's just get on the road and go. And we took a little road trip. We got down there. He got to we in Miami now, so it's easier to get him to the shoot. He only had 8 bars on the song. He did his one part. And then we stayed in Miami like 2 weeks just going around, just kicking it and shit. But if we didn't go to Miami to flex the new cars and hang out for a while, he wouldn't be in the Big Pimpin' video.
Wow.
That's
My God.
that's the other part of the story. Bun always said he don't know about the road trip.
You don't know about the road trip? Bun don't even know that one. Wow.
He might remember, but I really had to like say, bro, let's put the whips on the road. Let's go down there, nigga, Miami.
So let's get to the movie, man. Give this man round every time I say his name, round of applause. Too Short. Damn it, I'm proud of you, bro.
Longevity.
Yeah, man, longevity. It's been 1983 that first album
That's
came out, but he just said he
crazy.
been rapping since 80.
80.
Right? So that's
Over
45 years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, since I was 14, man.
Yeah.
I'll be 59 years old a week from today.
My man,
God
they
bless.
looking great
yo.
in good
That's-
shape.
Amen.
Dad now?
I'm a young father.
Your young father?
I'm what I call a granddaddy daddy.
A granddad?
So my first child was born at the same time all my homies are ushering in grandkids.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, let your grandkids play with my kid.
Yeah. What did that? I know you get asked this a lot, but and it's hard to tell till years pass by. But how is your kid added to your being?
I feel like I had a kid late in the game because I had planned at some point on like avoiding having kids altogether, Kumo D style. And I think what happened was the divine universe was like, you got to slow down, nigga. You the oldest nigga in the club now. And and here's a reason. It's like a lifesaver to me, man.
Yeah.
Like literally, I went from drinking 5 days a week to 2 days a week. I went from hanging out 6 days a week to 2 days a week, just when I got to do shows and when I got to be there. And I kind of really I lost my mother the year before my daughter was born.
That's right.
And it was like this handoff of like, I was always in that care of that umbrella under my mother of how to stay sensible. And the thing, when your mama be like, you get on the phone like, where you at, Todd? All the Too Short goes out the window.
Yeah.
And you have that grounded thing to always turn to a meal, a holiday, go to your mama. And when I lost that, I immediately got my daughter. And I'm like, it just was another anchor to stop me from going too far to the edge, and going over. So it really, really dialed it back in a mental space where no thing had to do it. I just automatically felt it.
Like, you felt it, right?
You're a different person. You got to be a different person for this person.
I love you sharing that too, man. I want to say, I've sent a message to you about your brother. You lost your brother recently, man. And what can you tell us about your brother that people may not know? My brother been there my entire career, T. Calloway. And folks may not know all the contributions he made. What can you share about your brother?
Well, without my brother, you really don't ever get Too Short. It doesn't exist. My brother is the guy when I got to Fremont High. I'm 5'2". I'm in 10th grade. He in 12th grade. I'm 5'2" at a school where, size matters. You going niggas is going to test you. Yeah. And day one, they was like, look, see this little nigga right here? Don't fuck with him. Don't fuck with him. So I got that to get through the hallways. You know what I mean? But then, we sometimes take that long walk from Foothill and High Street to MacArthur and High Street to get to the house, and this nigga's cussing me out the hallway. You little stupid ass nigga. You weak ass rap ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
big brother shit, right?
Nigga, I'm like, nigga, they like my shit. They like your shit here, but you ain't LL Cool J, nigga. Like, it was constant, and it was just that shit. You like, it just that push,
Yeah.
And even like about life, like, as my brother come in the house, man, this nigga outside say he want to fight you and you won't come out. I'm like, man, I ain't fighting that nigga. Like, nigga, yes you are. Like, come on, nigga. Hey, everybody go around the corner of the basketball court. Come on, and we marching the whole block to the court because my brother say if I don't fight dude, I got to fight him. And he 3 years older than me. I'm not winning that fight, so let me go fight this nigga. So, he was just that guy. And then later on in life, when we got to Atlanta, is when he really. He got involved with like my career because now I'm platinum. He avoided me for a long time on just like fake ass nigga, and he had this theory that
fake ass.
if you're a rapper, instantly you're in the fake nigga category just for being a rapper. Because he from the real niggas who did time in the pen and real niggas who aren't rappers. That was just his shit. So I would bring artists around. And me and a couple of the homies, we knew what was gonna happen. You gotta get past Wayne Loke emotionally, physically, to even like get into the circle. Wayne Loke is the gate. And he's immediately gonna like hover around you. If he smell fake nigga on you, he gonna talk to you. And he just want the fake nigga to come. He wants all of us to see the fake nigga in you. And then he like, I heard the verse you spit. That shit was whack. Short ain't gonna like that shit.
He would say that?
Wow. He like, and it's just, you're sitting in my house, right? You don't want to disrespect my brother. And he's like, I can just see you just a fake ass nigga. Like he's just killing you. But if you get past that, if you dare say, I ain't no fake nigga. Nigga, my birth was tight. Then he like you.
Yeah.
He likes you.
Yeah.
But if you just crumble and he just, this fake nigga over here, I don't even know why y'all let this fake nigga in the house. Like he just was that dude, man.
Yeah.
Like my brother was, all the little kids in our family that's related to us love Wayne Loke.
Yeah.
But Wayne Loke is the guy on December 21st who walks past the kitchen and the aunties and the little kids go, Merry Christmas, Wayne. And he just never breaks stride and go, fuck y'all. but they all love him.
They all love him.
So I can't say nothing else about it. That is Wayne Loke.
Was he proud of you though, man?
In the end, he kind of said, you know, man, I used to just be hard on you because you know I was trying to make you hard. I was trying to make you tough. I always liked your raps. I'm like, nigga, quit lying. Nigga.
Now you being a fake nigga.
Right.
and I know you do this with your brother. We exercise our brains by arguing.
Yeah, bro.
And I can argue with people and have certain emotions about that argument afterwards. But with my brother, every argument is like, we can hang up on each other. Fuck you, nigga. It's just, I love that nigga. Like, it wasn't a fluctuation. Like, we go from an argument of like, we love to call each other stupid ass nigga. Your theory is stupid.
Yeah.
Because we arguing theories. But then 5 minutes later, like, nigga, did you see the Warriors game?
Yeah. It's just like that, right?
Yeah, so that I lost that. If I lost anything a few months ago, I lost my person to argue with intellectually, and I lost the motherfucker to call and analyze sports with. That's important.
That's important, right?
Because we know the history of our lives and the stories of sports. Like, sports is not about the game 100%.
Right.
It's all the stories that go along with it. You got to know about the emotions the players going through, where they used to be, all this shit, and, you know, the history of the teams.
Yeah.
And we talk that shit, that sports theory and that life theory.
Well, rest in peace to Wayne Loke.
Amen.
Man. Give a round of applause for that, man.
I got a lot of text messages in my phone.
Yeah.
You know, your family, they text you them fucking 8-page text.
Yeah, yeah.
So I can go back and visit him every now and then, you know.
Yeah.
Cussing me out in the text.
You got a big brother from Oakland, you're going to go through exactly that.
Is it the same difference? You was 2 years with UNT Cal as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's and I mean to this day, but man, when I see him, it ain't nothing like it, man.
Right.
I mean, he the realest to me on the planet. So when I see him, I'm at my realest, you know. So it definitely makes a difference.
Yeah.
Too Short is here, man. We celebrating a couple of things. The Freaky Tales movie.
Yes, sir.
The new album, Sir Too Short Volume 1, Freaky Tales. That's out now.
Yes, sir.
Bro, to have this movie. Talk to me about just even being executive producer on this movie. Is this the first movie you've executive produced?
Yeah, and the directors had a working title called Freaky Tales. The one director, Ryan Fleck, said he was 10 years old when Freaky Tales came out, and when he got older, he just had that title written down somewhere. He's like, one day I'm gonna make a movie called Freaky Tales. 20 years ago, he had this in his head, and when it started happening, they said they went through many, many ideas of what that could be. And when they finally started getting it right, him and his partner, Anna, who co-directed it, they got in touch with me. One of the, you know, it's 4 chapters. One of the chapters is about my story. So they wanted me to be involved from the start. When they ran it down to me, sent me the script, it wasn't even, I don't even think I said yeah before I even read the script.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I knew what level it was on. I knew their history of movies that they had already directed, and I knew it was the real deal. But I think the thing I'm most proud of is not really seeing Simba play me on screen.
But he killed it, though.
I know. He looked like me. He was eating that girl out before the show. That never happened.
Oh, that never happened in real life?
You know what?
Never, ever, ever. That's all. That's theatrics.
That's theatrics? Okay. All right. It was believable, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny. It was funny.
Yeah.
I said I let it slide because it made me laugh too.
Okay.
But I think that what I'm most proud of is that the movie was filmed in Oakland, and we have a lot of talent from Oakland. Tom Hanks makes a big cameo in the movie.
Yeah.
He's from Oakland. You know, legendary film people like Clint Eastwood went to I think he went to Castlemont.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Clint Eastwood is from Oakland. You know what I mean? So you got Clint Eastwood, you got Tom Hanks, you got Ryan Coogler. I'm talking just the years. And I can go back. I was just Googling people from Oakland one day. You know who popped up? The man from the black dude from the Love Boat.
Isaac? The bartender?
Oh,
I think his name is something Washington.
something. Ted
Ted Lands.
Yeah, there you go.
Ted Lands. Yeah, Ted Lands.
He
is
came
from
up as an Oakland resident, man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, we have a lot of legacy in this little town, and we just don't use that backdrop for movies. I see these San Francisco movies over the years, the Hills, the Bay Bridge. You know, we got the Miami movies, the New York movies, the L.A. movies where the city is the backdrop, New Orleans.
Even Atlanta. Yep.
But Oakland has such a rich legacy.
Yeah.
Like, we don't just put people in position to be stars. They become, like, cultural icons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I have a list, a working list.
You got it on you?
Yeah, I will show
Okay,
it to you.
cool.
So you can
Yeah.
pop your collar
You know,
a little bit.
I need that short because
You want a
I'm
list,
being
right?
here by myself,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
It's
you
just me and
definitely
you.
do.
You know, don't stop rapping and sway in the morning. We the only ones rapping.
Oakland legends. Let's see. Where you at?
Hopefully my name in there too, bro.
Heather just said, are you on the list, Sway? Come on, bro.
I gotta be.
It's Sway on the list.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Let me see the list.
Shoot him down the list, bro.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Let's listen to it.
From Oakland.
Huey P. Newton.
Damn.
Bill Russell.
I didn't know that.
Pointer Sisters.
I knew that.
Tom Hanks. Tower of Power. Ricky Henderson. MC Hammer. Raphael Sadiq. Tony. In Vogue. Mr. Fab. Zendaya. Gary Payton. Felix Mitchell. Kalani. G-Eazy. Jason Kidd. Brian Shaw. Mark Curry. Damian Lillard. Marshawn Lynch. Sway Calloway. Keisha Cole. Lil D. The Raiders. The A's. The Warriors. Jimmy Rollins. Ted Lange. Don Barksdale. The Mac the Movie. Right?
You had to look up on that one. The Mac, the movie.
yeah.
Did y'all hear me?
Andre Ward and the
you.
Ward brothers.
Facts.
Okay. Clint Eastwood.
Didn't know that one till today.
What's my man? Del Lindo.
Del Linroy?
Slide Ryan Coogler back in there, too.
It's Ryan Coogler, but the actor.
Del Linroy? The
I
actor?
think he's from Oakland.
Okay, let me look it up.
Look that up.
He's
too.
a newer actor, like last 5-10 years,
Let me
right?
see. Yeah. Man, look at this. And you even got, what is this, a verse?
It's a song, bro. It's called Oakland Legends.
Oh, shit, I made it in the song.
Yeah,
God
yeah.
damn it. Damn, short. Thank you, man.
You got 2 mentions in the song,
I
actually.
got 2 mentions in the song? Oh, man, I'm in the song, Tracy.
Not Delroy I Lindo. love He's it. not from Oakland.
He
but
ain't
let
from
me,
Oakland? Oh, man, yo, when you read this,
What's Grandmaster Flash's TV show? They did the show about Flash was the overseer.
Oh, that's
show.
right. The
One-
Wonder.
One of the stars in that show was from Oakland.
From Oakland,
Yeah,
right?
Look, young homie.
Yo, this a lot of, and this.
And what's my man that passed away? Angus. Angus Cloud. He's from
Angus
Oakland.
Cloud is from
Facts,
Oakland.
Angus
He
Cloud.
was in Euphoria, right? And that's not even to mention all the new up and coming people that's coming out of the town.
But I made that list
Uh-huh.
to find some kind of way to get that list to younger people and go, these people on this list walk the same streets as you. They went to the
Right.
same schools as you, and they had the exact same opportunities and tools and stuff. And I mean, it's like, be great like the people that walk the sidewalks before you. Like Harlem has that motivation. Newark has that motivation. When you give examples, then you have something to look up to. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You see where the bar was set. A lot of people on the list might not be born in Oakland, but they got it from Oakland.
got it from
and, I
Oakland.
didn't even have Tupac on the list. Tupac,
Lunel.
yeah, Lunel. I mean, goddamn, how could I?
They got put Lynell on the
Mahershala
list, man.
Ali.
She's in the song.
Oh, Mahershala Ali. Oh,
Yep.
my God.
Kehlani.
Souls of Mischief.
It's a lot, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
wow.
lot of
It's-
folks. Yeah.
I'm actually like, you can hit me later.
I'm
on
gonna hit you. I'm
text.
gonna shoot you.
Like,
I got
nigga, it's
you, I
7
got
names
you.
you forgot.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, I
Build
got
it,
you, I
build
got
it
you.
out.
Yo, I'm a shoot so many to you.
But
Like-
I feel really proud to be on that list.
Well, man, I say this, man. You a big part of making us believe, letting us not be even beyond belief is to know. You let us know it could be done. So you got to be at the top of that list, and you've been doing it longer than, as far as I'm concerned, any of those names you mentioned. And you did it in the Oakland way. Like when he talk about the entrepreneurial spirit, we all had hustle in us.
Yeah.
We always. I think Mr. Shaw is one of the smartest people to come through the music industry, and for you to have this kind of longevity is evident in that. So we definitely got to salute you for it, man.
Yeah,
Hey, man, I'm just proud I made it in the song, Short.
That's
Man,
right.
come on, man.
I keep the town with me, man. I don't think I don't know if you guys got a number how many episodes you guys done as a team, as a show,
As this show,
the Wake Up Show.
Yeah.
But I don't think you did one show without saying the word Oakland.
Oh, definitely, Short. Definitely. Man, thank you. See, I'm not by myself, and he's from Oakland. Short, I be tired of that
You know
shit.
what it
yo.
is. Hey, that's what we do, man.
Yo,
You'll never have to ask this nigga where he's from. Where you from? Where you from?
Oakland, man. You know what it is. I'll give you the whole play from the hospital to the fucking high school.
Man.
You got to do that. Short, man, congratulations, man.
Appreciate
we
it.
only got so much time here, man. Hey, man, listen, brother, I'm proud of you. Don't stop rapping. Rock the Bells Radio.
Yeah,
Yes.
Don't Stop Rapping. That's
Yes.
the show. That's my theme for my career and my radio show.
Yo, you got a awesome show, man. When I listen to you on the radio, man, I sit and I learn. You have a very alluring style about your conversation, man, and it's all real.
You know, it was really on training wheels. And you gave me some game one day. You was out here in L.A. and I took that game and changed the whole show.
Bro,
Wow.
That little smidge of the game.
Yeah.
You told me you start bringing in some guests talk. You know, it's kind of broadened it out a little bit. So I expanded my horizons, and I'm just doing my version of upholding the legacy of hip hop.
There you go, man.
You know?
I appreciate that.
And
Man.
guess what?
That's dope.
Guess what? I now have all the passes and badges to get through this building.
There you go. You finally got it.
Yo, it's hard getting that
man,
shit.
it's hard.
They
getting
take you
passes
through
and
it.
badges,
It took some
man.
years.
Hey, man, hold on. We got a couple of people on the line. Let me get to them real quick.
Okay.
I know we got to go. Lord Sear is up next. Elle in Hollywood, what you want to say?
What up, L?
Man, I just want, hey, Sway in the morning, KMEL, you know how it is.
Yeah, man.
First time caller, but
First
a
time.
long time listener to you, man.
Come on, man. Let's
Listening to you.
celebrate it, man. Welcome to the tribe.
Yes, sir.
We got mutual family. Gary up in the Bay. I know you know your fam, Gary.
Which
You know
Gary?
what I'm
I know a
saying? But,
couple of Gary. Gary Wise or which Gary? Gary Archer? What Gary?
Hart, a.k.a. Stable.
Gary
You know-
Hart. My God. Yeah. Yo. Damn. That's how.
Yeah,
that's
come
school.
on,
Them
man.
school
I
days.
was there last time you was there. We got family. I've been trying to hook up because I got a couple things. But let me tell you about Too Short being a legend, though, for sure. And just like you were saying, he's everywhere. And I'm always in the Bird. I'm always here and there. And I see him. I don't care what time it is. He's on the Bird somewhere, come from somewhere, going somewhere, solo, for sure.
That's what's up.
But I just want to say, Born to Mac, life is too short. Man, that thing is a frame right now. It was almost like porno for your ear. I was only about 7 years. I'm not even gonna go deep into it, but I was only about 7 years old when I first got my hands on that, and it was sitting in my family. I used to sit and listen and watch them, and they would leave the house, and they would just sit there on the table, and I'll be glazing at the cover of it.
Okay. Hey, Elle, you got a question for Short though? Elle, you got a question for Short?
Yeah. I got it. What makes you so passionate about being in it for so long? Because you're still in it, you're still doing it, and you're a hip hop head, not an old hip hop head. You the hip hop head.
I'm a music guy, and I think a lot of us rappers and R&B singers and just people in the music industry, a lot of artists are artists, and they come to the studio and they work with producers and they make good songs. But a lot of us artists are actually producers and musicians, and we love the music. So even if I couldn't put out music to the public, I probably would have a home studio and make music anyway. I'm just that love.
You produce for Spice One. Name all the people you produce.
I mean, I made some early beats, man. I did some beats for Rappin Forte. My thing is I was making beats out of necessity. I'm like, I can do this. I got a drum machine in front of me, and I'm like, let me figure out how to work this motherfucker and just do it, man. I was making homemade tapes that sounded really good, just using the DJ mixer and turntables and instrumentals. So when it came studio time, I'm like, let me figure this shit out. But then I met a guy named Ant Banks.
Ant Banks, come on. So that's a round of applause. And is Ant on the list? Did we say Ant Banks on the list?
He's definitely on there.
Okay.
And when and when you meet a person like that, like, oh shit, this motherfucker does what I do way better than me. And I'm like, okay, I can focus on other parts of music making. And Ant Banks took over with like the mixing and the beats and stuff. He laced us.
Yeah.
E40, Spice One, Drew Down. He laced the bunch of us. A bunch of us. So shout out to that brother for sure.
And Banks is like EA Ski and Banks. These are just a couple of producers that help really cement a signature Bay Area sound, right? Hey, L, you a citizen, man.
I'll
Thank
sway
you,
in the
brother.
morning.
Short, man, thank you for coming through. I know it's early, but you're a radio guy. You know what this is. Come on.
Yeah. I'm not usually getting up and out this shit. I get up early, but I just don't move around. I hate them motherfucking morning driving people. I hate them motherfuckers. That's pretty much your audience.
Yeah, that's my audience. He doesn't mean nothing by that, y'all. Y'all keep listening.
He loves you, citizens.
I don't hate you as people. I hate you as drivers.
Yes,
because
right.
you guys are so mad you got to get up and go to work in the morning. I'm like only there because I'm trying to catch a flight. I'm not the one. I'm sorry, I won't be here tomorrow.
Yo, you drove yourself to the airport?
I drive myself to the airport. I drove myself here. I prefer to not have a driver because I drive fast cars and I drive fast.
Okay, good to know.
Town business, man.
Ty Shaw, man. Give it up for Too Short, man. Love you, brother. Keep going it. Keep going it. Sir Too Short Volume 1 Freaky Tales is out now on all platforms. Make sure you watch the Freaky Tales movie as well. Too Short, the legend, the icon. Don't stop rapping.